Sir, let's cheer to the month of every day is Sunday, December.
Drinksember.
I've not shown you that post.
Which one?
You have to love December.
December is a month of happiness.
You look at it. The whole thing just cancel.
December is Sunday.
The whole December. About Saturday, about Friday, I don't know.
One big party. I love it.
Meanwhile, you guys will expect to do serious business in December. You have till the 10th. After that, getting like a government official or a CEO.
After Drinksember comes January.
Nja. You know, Nja is hunger.
Hunger.
January.
It's going to be
so plan for your January now if you're smart. Then you can enjoy December in peace.
Yeah. Marcus, let's touch a subject. Honestly speaking, it's a low-hanging fruit, but you have to be very careful how you kind of touch the leopards.
What are you saying? And this considering you're on medication. So what are you really saying?
These so-called abductions.
I'm not touching that one.
Come on, Marcus. Don't be such a...
I'm not touching it.
Come on now. Look. Our abductions have... No, listen to me. Marcus, come on. I'll come slowly. Right now, everybody's talking about... Okay, not everybody. A lot of people are talking about abductions.
Who is a lot of people?
People in opposition. Members of
opposition?
Members of parliament, NUP members. Even Robert Chagulanyi was congratulating what's this guy's name?
Who listens to Robert Chagulanyi?
Mitiana Municipality MP, Francis Sake, applauded him on the floor of parliament for actually addressing this issue and saying we need to find out what's happening to these people who have been abducted. And the speaker, the deputy speaker of parliament, Tayebwa, interrupted him and is now going to take him to the Committee on Rules and Regulations and Indiscipline again. And all he did was raise a point which he was allowed to do on the floor of Parliament based on the rules and regulations of Parliament. He raised the point and said, guys, this is what's happening.
Was it on the order paper?
No, but you can raise something. Can't you not raise something on the floor of Parliament and say, this is something that we need to talk about?
I don't know how Parliament works, but normally it's something you should have brought up before. But I don't know. I don't know how Parliament works. I'm not an MP. But let me tell you why I don't want to talk about it. And I don't like talking about stuff I don't have enough information on.
So you don't read?
And I know I read.
So?
But none of the stuff I've read is conclusive enough for me to make an educated opinion. And I don't go by social media rubbish.
Okay.
Because this stuff is, most of it, is hula baloo. How many times have you come here, Gaetano, and told me this is what they are saying on social media, and I give you the facts, and you're like, hey, I did not know.
Okay.
Now, the reason I don't want to talk about it is because I don't have the facts.
Question number one.
Shoot.
Question number one.
If I have an answer, I'll answer.
Okay.
If I say I don't know, I don't know.
Do we have so-called drone vehicles in Uganda that move around grabbing people? Have you ever seen it on the news? Has it ever been talked about? Yes or no?
Talked about, yes.
Yes, okay. NUP.
Talked about doesn't mean it's true.
Dude,
no.
There's even been... Marcus, wait.
Boss.
Wait.
They talked that you had sex on live TV. Is it true?
What has that got to do with it?
They talked about it. According to you, once you talk about it, it's true. And I'm trying to tell you, it's not always true. Unless you want to confirm now, sir, that it is indeed true.
That what?
That you had sex on live TV.
But I'm not talking about that.
That's not the point. I'm talking about what they have talked about. So my point is,
Marcus,
they talk about it.
No.
You asked me a question.
You're talking about apples and oranges here. I brought up the fact that... Okay,
you asked me a question. Did they talk about it? I said yes.
Okay, fine.
And then I said...
So where did the sex on TV come on?
And then I said, it doesn't necessarily make it true.
Okay. Now, let me give you some...
Can we agree on that part? Talking about it doesn't make it true. Then you can continue.
Let's agree to disagree.
How? Are we agreeing to disagree on that?
Yes, they've talked about it.
Thank you. Move on.
They've talked about it.
Doesn't make it true. Go on.
All right. When, for example, you have opposition members coming out and saying 23 plus of our supporters have disappeared after being grabbed by so-called state officials. They were grabbed and have not been seen again. There's something called habeas corpus. When you grab somebody, you must produce their body, dead or alive, in court within a certain period of time. And they have not been produced. And yet they were grabbed by state officials in drones. Where are these people?
Number one, how do we know that those were state officials? Did they have a numbered car?
Okay.
Saying Simani, UPDF, police, what? Yes, no.
Who also? So these are criminals. So these are criminals that are grabbing these people?
I don't know.
So these are criminals that
My
are grabbing
point is, they were not officially grabbed by state officials.
Okay. So these vehicles that are moving around with armed members who are seen in broad daylight grabbing chaps are not
They
state
could be
officials.
thugs.
They're thugs, eh?
They could be.
Oh, state thugs or just thugs?
Thugs. They could be state thugs, but thugs nonetheless. They could be thugs. If it's an official arrest, it is there, it is broad daylight, you see it. Sir, you're under arrest. Jangu tugende.
All right.
Do you not see people getting kidnapped in this country?
People are being kidnapped in this country.
And all of them are by state people?
That is a question that can be raised and argued.
So my point is, just because somebody has gone missing, all of a sudden that's the state's problem?
It should be the state's problem.
Yes, to find them, not the ones who arrested them or kidnapped them.
Marcus.
It's the state problem to come and say, hey, my guy, my child is missing, my person is missing, my husband is missing.
The manner in which it is being done, with the vehicles that are being used, with the machinery that's being used, later on, some of them are shown to be, hold on, later on, those people who are grabbed by drones, some of them, not all of them, show up in Nalufenya, in prisons. So who else is grabbing them? Yet the vehicles and the machinery that's being used looks like it is state-sponsored.
Okay, looks like. And I'm glad you said it. Looks like. And we all know, from examples I will not give again, looks can be deceiving. So I will not get into the details of how it looks and what it actually is. That's number one. Number two, what is opposition's main role?
To oppose. Also to get balance.
And I like that. And I like it. And for the first, let me tell you, I had many problems with Besigye. But the one thing I loved about Besigye, as the opposition head at the time, was that he never made stuff up. He opposed what was actually true, what was wrong.
Wait a minute.
He kept government
Wait a minute. So
I'm coming.
You're saying what's being said now is made up?
I'm not sure. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I can't guarantee it, but half the time when Besigye was opposing stuff, you could see there's a problem here. And he's complaining about something that's real.
So this is not real and this is not a problem?
I don't know, I just told you. But I can't with authority say they have a point. In Besigye's time, I could say that yes, he's right. This is wrong. They need to address this. He's correct. Here, I'm like, some of this stuff looks made up. I have seen them make stuff up.
Okay, all right.
Many times.
One of your uncles, Internal Affairs Minister Kahinda Otafire, He's actually an uncle. Listen to what he said.
Shit.
When government starts abducting its citizens, then it is no longer government. He's not saying that they're abducting, but in his statement of talking about these abductions, saying they were actually arrests, but not abductions. But if there are abductions taking place in any country, including Uganda, then those individuals should be arrested because it is against the law.
I agree with him.
This is what he said.
When a government starts abducting its citizens, then it's no longer government. People get arrested, not abducted. Why should the government abduct its citizens? Where do you take them after you've abducted them? People are supposed to be arrested and confined in places of confinement. Whoever arrests people and puts them in non-gazetted places of detention is a criminal. That one should be followed and arrested also, because you have no right to abduct a citizen. If you have reason to believe that Otafire has committed a crime, arrest him. Put him in a gazetted place of detention and produce him before a court. If you think it was a mistaken identity or there is no sufficient evidence, release them.
So what is he saying? That like what I have just said, he doesn't believe that the abduction's going on. Even the other lady who you don't like,
Who?
your auntie,
My auntie? Which one?
Margaret.
Margaret. I have many Margarets. Be very specific.
I'm in the Queen Margaret Muhanga.
Eh.
Listen to what she said.
And your phone is fake.
It's fake. It's
Press
old.
play.
It's old. I've pressed
Press
play.
play. You have no data.
No, I
The
have data.
government to have these culprits brought to book. You want to support the people that have been arrested. Really, what are we going to do? The country cannot be run like a pigsty. We must have structures. And nobody has been kidnapped or abducted. That's a lie. People are being arrested. Broad daylight, and everybody is seeing. And they are documented. Some of these people brought fake names, you remember? Names of people who don't exist. The government looked for them, not even in the national IDs, they don't exist anywhere. So they want to create an impression in the international community that the abduction is taking place in Uganda, but they are not there.
Okay. This is coming from a lady who stole goats and cows and pretended she hadn't stolen them. Now she's coming to tell us that there's no abductions in the country. I mean, with all due respect, Margaret, with all due respect.
No. First of all, the moment you say all due respect, it means you don't respect.
I do.
Having said that,
Okay, moving on.
Having said that, what about what she said is wrong? In comparison to what Otafire said, who is the Internal Security Minister?
Okay,
They
reading,
have all said the same thing.
they're reading from the same script. There's no doubt about it. Reading from the same script, they're saying these are not arrests. Sorry, these are not abductions. They arrest in broad daylight, and therefore
Those
then
that have been arrested.
Then why haven't these individuals been brought in front of a court? Why haven't they been presented? Why haven't we seen them?
She said-
That is what they call abduction. An arrest is when they grab you, bring you before a court of law.
Guy, I can come and take you. Me. I can come as Marcus. I take you. I document it. And then I say, the government is after Gaetano. And I want to ask you two questions. Number one, why would they pick, if it is true, on those particular people? Nobody, for the record, talks badly about government like Kagwa. On all public platforms. Have you ever been abducted?
I've never been abducted.
Do you know somebody who has been abducted?
I've been lifted.
To a nice ending.
Hey.
So, you tell me, if you know anybody, who knows anybody?
I personally don't, Marcus.
No, do you know
but
anybody who knows somebody?
Marcus, I don't have to know.
My point is,
Marcus,
I'm finishing. My point is simple. There are very many people all over Uganda who talk recklessly about the government, and they walk freely in this country. Why? In my opinion, that's what I think. That's why I hesitate to believe what these guys are saying.
But
why this guy over this
Marcus,
guy?
what you are not understanding is an individual can talk, yes. An individual who belongs to a certain group, who talks out publicly and says certain things, that's different. Me and you can talk because we're not so-called politically aligned. We're not. But somebody else hold on. Somebody else can come along and say ABC in a public forum for people to see, and they represent a certain group. Then there's a problem.
Do you know?
Yes or no?
Yes or no? Yes. Joel Senyonyi is both our friends, correct?
Who?
Joel Senyonyi.
Joel, yes.
Yes.
He's the NUP spokesperson.
Yes. Does he talk badly about government?
He talks about them.
Does he talk badly about government?
He talks about them.
Yes or no? Badly is the operative word here.
He talks about them in a way.
Guy. Don't beat around the bush, bastard. He talks badly about government all the time, publicly, even in parliament. And he's the head of Kosasi. Has he ever been abducted?
Not yet.
I rest my case, I think. I'm done here.
No,
I'm done for today.
No.
You're not going to lose my... Even I'm the only one drinking your water, so shut up. Please, you're not going to make me lose my energy.
Fine. Let's move on. Let's move on to other things. Let's talk. Hey! Do you know who is the world's longest serving president?
7. And I say it proudly. It's not?
With honor.
Yeah. It is, right?
No.
What am I saying?
There's somebody who beats our president as the world's longest serving head of state.
But it has to be an African country.
For sure. For sure it's the African
Okay,
state.
okay.
From Equatorial Guinea. Theodore Obiang Nguema Masogo.
Hey! I know that guy.
Theodore Masogo.
Yeah.
Hey.
His son is the VP.
His son is the vice president.
Yeah.
How bad?
I think they have seen how it's going. I think you can see how it's going.
And he's got family members in key
Yeah.
areas. Hey.
He's going to step down, then the son becomes
Then the son
president,
becomes-
then rules for another, like that.
Like that again. Theodore took power in 19... I call him Theodore as if he's my guy. So
Yeah.
Theo
Theo,
took power in 1979 after a military takeover. Basically a coup.
in 79.
In 79. He has just now...
But here's my question.
He has just now won the latest elections in Equatorial Guinea.
By what percent?
90%. Unopposed, basically.
That's good. Me, I'm all for that, by the way.
I think they chose the other 10% just to pretend as if, guys were there.
But where's the downside? Let me check Equatorial Guinea's GDP. You know me, the things that matter. These things of longest serving,
It's a very rich oil country, by the way, Equatorial Guinea.
So, what's the problem?
What do you mean, what's the problem? What's wrong with you?
What's the problem?
What do you mean, there's a big problem there?
What?
You have
Are you Equatorial Guinea? Are you Guinean?
I'm not Guinean, but...
So are you sure that they are not they're complaining?
Because bad things are happening in other countries. What should not be concerned?
Are they complaining?
They are not...
Are they complaining? Do you know an Equatorial Guinea guy who's complaining?
How do you know that people in Equatorial Guinea, 90% people in Equatorial Guinea who can't oppose, who can't say anything against the head of state or
Who says they can't oppose? They have chosen.
They have chosen?
Yes.
Okay.
For the 15th time.
Okay.
Just because the West says we... Okay, so let me ask you a question. Who is the ruler of China? China is going to be the world superpower.
Your father-in-law.
How long has he been in power?
He just recently got re-elected.
How long? Yeah, how long?
I don't know. Many years.
22. He's going to be there for another 20. That's not a problem to you.
It's a problem.
Why?
It's a big problem.
China is growing.
No. China...
The people in China are happy. Why is it a problem to you? Just because the same guy is there?
No, my problem is this, Marcus. You see, you cannot stay in a state of mind just because things are happening in a country where there is seemingly everybody...
Ruga seemingly kumambuzi. How is it seemingly?
Marcus.
How is it seemingly?
In the world that we live today, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot have such a large majority where everybody says this is how it's going to be. But don't forget, this is a state, Equatorial Guinea, that is very dictatorial.
Who said?
It is
Who do you know there to say that?
I do my research.
Based on Western media?
Not Western media.
Yes, Western media. Where do you get your news from?
I read it.
From where?
You think the West is the only people who does media?
The one you read, yes.
What are you talking about?
You get all your news from BBC and CNN. Where else do you get your news from?
Are you
From
mad?
Reuters. Where else? Where else? Let me tell you, guy, you shouting doesn't make you right.
Marcus,
you just like shouting. Let me ask you a question. Where do you get your news from?
The problem with you, Marcus, is that you're so indoctrinated.
Into what?
Into the West. No, not in the West. Into believing.
Into anti-West, yes. Yes, because not all West is true. And the day you realize that, Gaetano, where
But
you
I
audit...
know this.
No, you don't.
I do.
Evidently you don't, because everything you receive, you take in. And I'm trying to tell you, not all of it is correct.
You see,
audit your information intake, Gaetano. Because what they want you to do is take everything hook, line, and sinker. The moment you start auditing everything you read...
Listen, Marcus, the West themselves have their own issues, which I will point out. They are also corrupt. They are also thieves. They are also killers. What they did in Afghanistan, for goodness sakes, I take it as a collective. I don't just say, "Oh my God, the West is beautiful," and then as a collective.
Yeah, but
so don't sit here and speak poo-poo to me. No,
the one thing.
No,
the one thing that you have
Marcus,
taken.
I've
heard you.
No,
I've heard
you didn't hear me.
What did you know?
You did not hear me. You're telling me, "Oh, Gaetano, you're so Western."
The one thing that you do not listen
Nonsense.
from the West. And I've heard you.
I didn't start drinking when I have
drink. Because I think that's what's lacking. The medicines are disturbing your head. One thing,
you have talked about
the
it.
one thing that you are not understanding from the West is they want you to believe that their modus operandi of we must change leaders is the correct way. What I'm trying to tell you is that it's not a one-size-fits-all conversation. It's not because we do it this way, the world must do it this way. And I've given you an example of China.
43 years, 43 years in power.
I've given you an example.
43 years in power in Equatorial Guinea.
I've given you an example.
Uganda's also going up over there like that. China's all those years.
I've given you an example of China. Because we say China is the fastest growing nation globally. Nobody talks about their current leader, who has been the same for 20.
Of course they do.
No, they don't. Yeah. Nobody does. And the US doesn't, by the way. The West never talks about when.
They have spoken, and I've read it.
That's why.
How can, what's his name, this Chinese leader? Who here knows about?
Kim Jong, yeah, that one.
Not Kim. Kim is South,
North Korea.
Kim is North.
Xi Jinping.
Jinping.
Xi Jinping, that one.
Xi Jing.
Xing. Like a zip. Xing.
You guy, come on.
No,
let's call
let me tell you. By the way, let me tell you something. And I'm not saying, hear me out, guy. Hear me out, guy. This is my final point. And I'm not saying, and you can't drink. Here's my point. Here's my point. I'm not saying that this is the right way. What Equatorial Guinea is doing, what Uganda is doing, what China is doing. I'm not saying it's the right way. I just don't want someone to tell me, because you guys do it differently, it's definitely the wrong way.
So
that's all I'm saying.
What you don't want is somebody from the outside telling you how to do your things.
Thank you.
Even though they're right.
No, who says they're right? This is my point. Okay. Just because you say they're right doesn't make you right.
Okay.
Gaetano, many times they told you don't do these things this way, and you told them, and you did your way. If you were to follow, you would be a lawyer, correct? Yeah? You chose a different path. Because everybody said, you must be a lawyer, you must be a whatever, this is the right way of doing things. You gave everybody the finger, here we are today successful. Now, if we are to follow what everybody else says about how a country is supposed to run, I agree. Maybe it's wrong, maybe it's right. But don't tell me it's wrong because you think it's right.
You cannot fault somebody. You see, sometimes you have to be on the outside looking in. When you're inside, you believe, oh my God. For example, I'm here and I believe, oh my goodness, the roads of Kampala are the best in the world.
No.
I'm just trying to give you a point. I'm here, I believe, oh my God, how things are being done here is right. Then somebody steps out or you go outside and you see how things are being run.
I agree.
When you get services, when you know that your taxes are being used for the right reasons.
Hear me out.
Hold on, I let you talk your nonsense. Also, you should allow people on the outside, because we live in a global community. I should allow people on the outside to be able to look in and say, ha, this is very good, this is very bad. So for them to point out certain issues, allow it to happen. And for me as an individual, to digest everything that's being said and come up to a conclusion, I should be allowed to do that. It is not indoctrination of me from the West.
What's the first question I asked you, guy? Do you know somebody from Equatorial Guinea? That's the first question I asked you.
The Theodore. The president of...
No, you don't know Theo. Theo is not your friend.
Theo is my guy.
Okay, he's your same age mate, but he's not your friend. What I'm trying to tell you is the first question I asked you was, do you know anybody from Equatorial Guinea? In other words, let somebody from Equatorial Guinea tell me we have a problem. Not you reading, because this guy has been there 48 years saying they have a problem. Who the fuck are you? In Uganda, you can say it, and nobody will question why you're Ugandan. You have a right to say it. I see the problems. We need change. Fair enough. Nobody will question you.
So nobody in Equatorial Guinea has said this?
I'm not saying they haven't. I'm saying, who are you to say it?
Hey, mama.
Just because it was on the paper saying this guy is the longest serving president. So the fuck what?
Okay, let's again agree to what? Disagree.
Give me your
Stupid
rubbish, please.
Nonsense.
Meanwhile, rats ate our COVID money. Speaking of problems in Uganda.
Rats ate our COVID money?
Yeah. There was a report released. And they said that the rats were bloated. Bueno, Uganda.
Can I read you the story?
Please,
Can I read you the story?
Let me tell you, I read that and I said, yeah, well, we don't fail to make headlines as a country.
According to the report that came out, a forensic audit by the Auditor General, the Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation has engaged in irregular COVID-related procurement. According to the report, the ministry provisioned 46 million for 8 specialized rats.
46 million for 8 rats?
46 million shillings for 8 rats, but only bought half, while local rats, the ones that you have at your home, for which 10 million shillings was claimed could not be seen.
We still only 10 million.
For our local rats. But for the international big rats, 46 million. That money
Anti 46 was, they brought half.
Yes. Auditors found that the cost of the rats meant for research were bloated. No due diligence was undertaken on suppliers or to ascertain market rates before initiating procurements, leading to the bleeding of public finances, and some cash was simply diverted. The report reveals this more, that the ministry, in violation of government procurement contracted firms, were not pre-qualified to provide services. And your auntie, Dr. Monica Musenero,
but in her defense, rats are hard to get. You cannot go through normal procurement processes to get rats. Who do you know as a rat provider? Give me 3. You know, normal procurement process.
You can find rats anywhere, Marcus.
But you have to have a provider.
A provider of rats?
Yeah, you have to have Tendo Kagwa provides rats. You have to have a service provider.
Right.
For normal procurement purposes.
Right.
Now you tell me 3 rat companies. Give me 3. And that's according to normal procurement processes.
Yes.
Now you need procurement processes to provide rats to test. You tell me.
1.
And beats.
And the bids.
Rat providers?
Yes.
I can start with...
I know, away from a plot, Gaetano's residence. Away from that place.
You can get them at... I don't want to say it. I'll get in trouble.
You'll get in trouble. Don't say. But my point is, anyway, I don't know. And to be honest, I don't like what happened with the COVID situation. But I think if it's the rat issue, you tell me, because procurement processes, you must give 3
But the
companies.
thing is, for example, 46 million, and you only provided half for the international...
The rats got lost. Where did you find rats, Gaetano? If they had said that they removed money for oxygen or smanny what, then you can say, you guys, be serious. But rats is hard. I want you to tell me you're a rat provider and say, you guys, you did not call me. I have a guy called and a rat advocate. I would have got for you all the rats you need at this price.
My name of the company is Rats Are Us Limited.
Now, launch it. Because we will not hear the end of it. Every time we're going to have it, we need rats. But local and foreign. But
what makes the international ones better than us? Because us, we had them, but they were only 10 billion shillings. So the rats are there. Why are you using international rats?
Because then they actually keep them. Us, we don't. We don't keep them intentionally. We keep them unintentionally. You understand what I'm saying? They're there in your house, uninvited.
And then
these ones actually have labs for that stuff.
And then we eat them for districts.
But which districts eat rats? which people eat rats in this country?
Us.
Is it Manafwa?
I don't know where it was. But they ate a rat.
I think guys in the East
they ate a rat in front of the president for a district, remember?
Itesos eat rats. Okay. Now, do you think they don't store them?
You've given me an idea. I'm going to open up a company. Rats Are Us.
Start.
Guys, we've got to go open up a company very quickly. Thanks so much for being on the last round here. Last round.
And save the government 40 million.
And save the government 40 million. And we want to thank, of course, Shhhh Village, and of course, our team here, Globe Tech Entertainment, and of course, Ray City UG, who does our editing. Thank you so much. Make sure you watch the last round every single week on YouTube. On YouTube, and go to the YouTube channel. And I want to thank Tusker Malt Lager for. Hey, man. I'm drinking for 2 people today. And of course, FlexiPay for helping us go through this entire session together. Remember, on YouTube, it's there. It's a bell. You can go. The YouTube channel is Last Round UG. On social media, Last Round Uganda. On social media, it's the Last Round UG. Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Like, follow, and subscribe. Yes, just do *291# when you're doing FlexiPay. Trust me, you make payments without having to do all of these things of Simanya taxes. Simanya withdraw money. It stops. Until next week. Always drink, Chris. Can I just smell your beer? Don't abduct. I can. Oh, God. Oh, my. But can you choose a color? You can't have DP. DP. But you're also there. Your people are there. And then? Yeah. After them? choose a side. Over your Uganda. Uganda, oh yeah. Well done. This is Uganda. Well done. Rats. Rats. Start the business. And I'll come to your home for the rats. And I don't know, somehow you think that's funny.
Mukwano?
Yes?
I need you to help me watch the kids. I'm going to pay school fees.
I've finished.
Excuse me.
Relax. Sit down, watch TV. I've already paid.
less. Hakuna hustle, no stress. Whether night or day, tuli okay. Wanga tuli ku flexi pay.
Don't hustle to pay bills or send money. Chikole for less. Ne flexi pay. Hold it.
Chikole for less with FlexiPay. Dial *291# to transact or download the FlexiPay app to get started. Stanbic Bank. It can be. Stanbic Bank is regulated by the Bank of Uganda, and customer deposits are protected by the Deposit Protection Fund of Uganda, up to 10 million shillings.
My brother Marcus.
But I'm done arguing with you. Eh?
We're not arguing. This is now just for just.
Okay, what's just?
Normally when you go and buy things, sometimes you buy second-hand chairs, you buy second-hand furniture, a second-hand house, even a second-hand car. Yes?
Second hand everything is nice.
Very nice.
Because it can be in good condition.
Exactly. Have you ever heard of quality second-hand coffins for sale?
What?
Quality second-hand coffins, you see. And there's even a phone number.
Like, this is so wrong on so many levels. I don't even know where to start.
Like, what happened to the previous owner of the coffin?
So I think they buried.
Second-hand!
They bury you,
Uh-huh.
then after they bury is for ceremony. In the coffin, because the country is short of wood.
Yes.
They remove you and put you in the ground, remove the coffin and
then they bring it back.
And resell.
At a second-hand price.
At second-hand price. Wano mabademu James.
Kadi mulimu?
Kati gwe gattamu gayiwo.
You guy. And if you can do second-hand, who's to say or who's not to say they will then do another?
Third hand.
Third hand. I know where I'm buying.
But where is that? Which country?
I think this was a Namibian who posted this.
A Namibia.
Namibian. I know where I'm getting my coffin.
From Isaac.
And mine will be a fifth hand, sixth hand.
Third Isaac, Janet, Julius. I'm not burying you.